Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of He Rants. I'm your host, Felix Long Trousers. Man, check this out, man. This is your first time on He Rants. I want to let you know I'm just a random guy who likes to talk about random stuff that interests me, and I just feel like I need to inform you guys about it. If that sounds sexy or attractive to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as with the post notification. That way, you'll always be one of the first to hear the voice. Those likes. I definitely need those likes, man, because I'm so damn insecure in those likes. They can let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. Same time, you gotta buy the merch, mofo, and offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Email me in the description box below. But let's not waste no more time, man. We got another reaction video. Man. Like I said, I'm gonna try to drop at least 3 a week. Put some news in there too, here and there, you know, depending on how much time I have. But this one, we're reacting to a video sent to me by one of my followers on Instagram, in fact. But it's made by a YouTuber by the name of Wheat Waffles, right? I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means something sexual or not. Possibly means nothing. It could just possibly just mean Wheat Waffles because it might be a smooth name, right? I don't know. Some people just come up with random names like that. I'm just rambling, right? But this one is about Delusion, and I'm pretty sure my follower decided to send this to me just off the strength of what? Because the whole situation has been going on with a lot of modern women now, right? A lot of modern women have become somewhat delusional, crazy even, right? I think a lot of people can agree with that. Not a lot of arguments when it comes to that, right? The only people who probably would come up with an argument are A, simps, or B, women who fall under that specific category. Of course, it's not all women, but it's just a lot of them. Majority of them. All of them. I'm expecting a whole lot of unattractive women on this video for some reason. You know, they usually say delusional is probably unattractive ones, right? Actually, no, because Brittany Renner, she's attractive, but she's very delusional. Still gives the pipe. I don't know. But that's the. What's this called?
Rather a 10, and you don't understand. Well, I'm a 10. I go to school, I go to work, and I have a great personality, and
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Nowadays, it seems that all women, regardless of their own attractiveness, is walking around thinking they're a perfect 10 out of 10.
Man, I'm sorry I had to pause that right there. You're speaking to the choir, right? So many of these joints, the Lizzos, right? I know I keep coming at Lizzo, right? Why do I keep talking about Lizzo? She's done it to herself. Adele ain't out here going, oh, look how gorgeous. I mean, Adele lost weight now, so I mean, Adele looks a little bit more boinkable, right? Adele low-key looked like the obese version, or used to look like the obese version of, what's that other white girl's name? The one that made, Katy Perry. Yeah, she looked like an obese version of Katy Perry and stuff. It was crazy. It was almost like the before and after, but she was the before. But now, like, you know, she lost weight, she looked better. But no one's out here roasting Adele. Why? Because Adele ain't going out here being outlandish with it, talking about that she a 10 while being obese and stuff. She knew she was obese and she wasn't a 10, son. Let's be real. She's one of the few women who I believe is not delusional. It's unfortunate, though, that, you know, she got divorced and the dude is getting paid alimony. Equality. I love it. Oh, I love it.
All forms of modesty and simple common sense have gone straight out the window. And it seems all women are walking around with a chip on their shoulder thinking they're God's gift to mankind. Well guys, in this video I'm going to be outlining the 8 reasons, yeah you heard that right, 8 reasons, for why the rate of attractiveness inflation is going through the roof.
First of all, it's hilarious that he said 8 reasons when I swear there's at least 10,000 reasons. 10,000 reasons at least, man. I'll tell you there's at least 10,000 reasons. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but when they happen, I have a notepad and be like, yeah, that's a reason and stuff. But number one has to be simps. Simps and best friends. Simps and the female best friends. They're the ones that always come and gassing these girls' heads up, man. It's freaking ridiculous. It should be a sin. And not only a sin, it should also be a crime. A lot of women need to get locked up for doing this, man. Because when you know your friends is not attractive and you keep gassing them up and keep saying like, oh yeah, girl, you're killing it, sis. You're gorgeous and stuff. Knowing that she looks like a busted freaking racehorse. What's wrong with you, son? You're the devil. And you make it harder for the next guy because now the next guy has to compete with, man.
Or in simple words, why every woman now thinks in 2021 she's a perfect 10. Number 1, and this should be by far the biggest reason, simping. Now, the thing with simping is that a lot of people mistake for it only going in one direction. They think it only goes from the bottom up. It's the low-value men at the bottom who are bombarding the women at the top with endless amounts of free attention, validation, and God forbid, money by paying for things like OnlyFans. But in reality, all women across the board of attractiveness have an endless selection of simps to provide these things. Because what ends up happening...
Because y'all don't realize what... I'm sorry I keep stopping it, but y'all don't realize what he's probably about to say, I'm assuming, is that, yes, this is true. That's why you see the ugly joints going around here. It's not just the friends, like the simps. Men are trying to get pussy as much as possible, right? I have a friend that does not like fat joints, right? But guess what his whole roster is? All fat joints. Why? Because they're giving up the cheeks. He's showing them a lot of love because they're giving up the cheeks. He's not able to get the most attractive girls out there. Why? It's because he smells funny. We've told him he smells funny. He doesn't want to listen. Kind of don't be around him because, you know, you're associated by those people and stuff. Oh, Felix, you're a bad friend for that. I'm a bad friend for telling him that he stinks, but he doesn't want to, you know, make sure he doesn't stink. How dare you? How dare you? But yeah, man, so guys like that going out there smashing and thing, and now it gasses these girls up thinking that they can get any dude out there. It's freaking crazy. Or even the more handsome guys are going at the ugly joints. Why? Because they're giving up the cheeks more. Not all of them, but most of them, a lot of them are a little bit more insecure. A lot of them know that they're not attractive. The ones that don't have a lot of friends that's gassing their heads up and stuff, right? Or there's even some girls that are so unattractive that it doesn't matter how much their friends gas their head up. They know they're ugly. They know they're ugly. It's just like, come on, like this, come on. My eyes all swollen. I'm leaning over to the side. I got a hunchback. Like, I know I'm ugly, son. Like, you can gas me up all you want. No, ain't no dude trying to put their penis in me. Except for my friend, because he stinks. Let's continue.
Is a simp start by throwing attention, money and validation at the most attractive women, but when they don't get anything in return, they have no choice but to move down to the next level, and then the next level, and the next and the next. So it's just this endless cycle of simps undercutting other simps. And whoever undercuts and simps the most supposedly wins in the end. Yeah, that last bit's important, supposedly. Because what happens next is all the low value women at the bottom, who now have a fresh crate of simps to choose from, have this backwards rationalisation. Well, this is interesting. I'm getting all of this validation. Therefore, this must mean I am special. Therefore, I must also be highly attractive. So the final piece of the puzzle, and also why simping never works, is all of the women at the bottom who have been senselessly simped over have now had their egos inflated beyond return. And all that's been left is the guys at the bottom have now lost a ridiculous amount of their own time, energy and resources, and all for nothing. Now, the last point I'm going to make on this before I move on to the next reason is this is exactly why I have zero sympathy for simps. Because the only impact that simps have on the dating market is inflating women's egos, which in turn messes up the system and spoils it for anyone else who actually had a chance. Anyway, now moving on to point number 2 for why women...
Simps, do you see that, simps? If there's any simps watching it, do you see that? You embolden them, PJ Washington. PJ Washington is a special case of simp, though, because it's like he's not giving money and stuff. Oh, no, I don't know. Let me not do that. PJ Washington, I already told him said on the last video, he's been voted off of the men battalion and stuff, right? He's just giving Brittany Renner too much strength and stuff, so we can't associate ourselves with him. He's right there with my stinky friend. No, my stinky friend is still a man. No, let me not do that to him.
Overestimate their worth. Women equating their hookup options to their actual value. Now, because of the nature of the current dating market, just about every average woman, and in fact even some below average women, have access to regular intimacy and hookups from the guys at the top. Chad is shared between everyone. Now, what this means is the women in the middle end up thinking this. Well, I can hook up easily with Chad. However, Chad doesn't want to commit. Therefore, all I need to do is just find one that will commit. So back to the dating.
Ladies, that's how you increase your body count right there. That's how hoeing comes into fruition, right? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to find this guy. Now you're spreading your legs to every single dude that comes past that you find attractive, right? Hoping that this pussy will hold him down. No, this is rude. This is a rude awakening, right? It doesn't happen that way. At this point, you probably already realize this, right? But once a guy realizes that he doesn't have to lock you down in order to get the cheeks, what's the point? What's the point then? Because if he has to lock you down, now he's being restricted from smashing other joints. Of course he's gonna cheat, that goes without saying, right? But now he has the burden of having to finagle his way around to cheat in peace. Why cheat in peace when you can just smash joints on a regular without having to worry about it? And this is the problem. A lot of girls really do believe that by them smashing dudes, right, that the dude is automatically fall in love because they're thinking as women. Most men don't think like that, son. They're just trying to smash. We are animals at the end of the day. Men try to spread their seed to as many takers as possible. We are opportunistic human beings, bro. So at the end of the day, just because you're getting smashed does not mean that you're attractive. It means that cuz was just trying to get his nut off, bro. That's really what it is. I know it's very, very hard to understand, but that's the reality of it at the end of the day, right? But you got a lot of joints out here getting smashed and they thinking that they doing something. It's like, bro, it's not that hard for a girl to get smashed. Literally a whole group of guys, all of us can be chilling and we be like, all right guys, when we go out to the club today, we are definitely gonna go out there and we're all gonna get laid, bro. There's an 85% chance that none of us is gonna get laid. Maybe one of us might get smashed, smash a joint. I said get smashed, the hell? But most of the time it's not gonna happen. Women, it doesn't matter how ugly you are, if all of y'all come up, it'll be 12 of y'all saying like, hey yo, we all gonna get smashed tonight. Son, there's a 100% chance you're all gonna get dick down tonight, son. Tonight. Dudes just, can you give me some dick? Dudes are, absolutely, I'll give you some dick. You don't even have to ask. All you have to do is just grab my penis. I would have came with you. Just grab my penis and pull me like you're holding my hands. I would have came with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple, son. But girls, hey, listen, man. Don't listen to me though, right? I'm just a guy. Just a guy on the internet.
So back to the dating market. All the average women end up wasting time chasing and trying to pin down the chads, and they string along and friend zone all of the guys they're actually on the same level with, the ones who would have given an equal relationship. But instead, the women's attention is all focused on the top 10 to 15% of guys who they are able to hook up with but not willing to give their commitment. Women, just because you can hook up with someone doesn't mean you're on their level, and certainly doesn't mean you can get commitment from them either. Moving on to point number 3, acceptance of unattractiveness. And this does not apply to men. It's almost exclusively for women. And this is mostly the result of feminism. Now, this idea in the last 10 years...
Bro, I'm sorry. Did you peep that he just beeped out feminism? Hey, son, he beeped that joint out like it was a curse word. Hey, yo.
Has pretty much stepped in and said all women, irrespective of their own attractiveness, are all deserving of a perfect 10. This belief system has tried to force down society's throat that all women, of all shapes and sizes, are all attractive in their own unique way. It is seen as grossly inappropriate to highlight the flaws in a woman's beauty, even if said flaws pose a huge risk to their physical health and can greatly reduce their life expectancy.
Clearly he's talking about weight. Now, he's talking about a lot of joints out here who are large and in charge, right? Because they have to be in charge when you're that big. You're in charge of passing through like linebackers and stuff, going through the freaking field and stuff. Let me stop. But a lot of joints are like that. So when he's saying that the health thing, because when you're ugly, that's not being unhealthy. You're just ugly. So he can't be talking about that. So I mean, it has to be about the weight and stuff, right? And yeah, I'm tired of that too, man. If you're large, most of the time, a lot of dudes don't find you as attractive, at least in Western culture. All right, so most people who are watching this probably in Western culture, and you guys probably already know that, but you guys want to lie to each other and say that everybody's a 10. No. Like you said, my stinky friend, like I said before, my stinky friend will give you dick. He'll give you dick, yes, obviously, because you'll probably be out here giving up the cheeks, but you're not a 10. No, maybe out of 100. Yeah, maybe out of 100, but
expectancy. Therefore, they are instead celebrated. And I've talked about this in my previous videos. I'll say again, try typing the words plus size into Google. There will not be one man in sight. In fact, I could bet money that you'd be scrolling for longer than the length of this video in order to just find one single man. Moving on to point number 4.
True?
The media promoting delusion. Now, before I cover this point, because I'm about halfway through the video, now is a good time to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, carrying on with the video. Media promoting Delusion. Now, about 5 years ago, there was this film that came out called 50 Shades of Grey. And in fact, the book that it was based on was one of the highest grossing of the decade. And if you've not heard of this film or the book before, it's basically about this billionaire Chad who goes for and ends up in a relationship with some fairly average woman. A similar storyline happens in other movies and TV shows, such as the highly acclaimed Sex and the City. This series, too, showed women, despite being in their 30s and 40s, still being able to pin down and get commitment from Chads. So the point...
Hey, at a young age, bro, I used to see Sex in the City. I never watched the show, but I used to see him like, wow, this joint says sex in it. So I was just like, I really want to watch it, but I just never did. One of the main reasons I never watched is because these girls are ugly, bro. These are some ugly looking joints, bro. And they already in the danger zone, son. They in the danger, son. They in their 30s and everything. I'm just like looking at them. I'm just like, bro, these joints is not cute. They're not attractive. The main character, her face long as shit. Her face looked like a grain of rice, bro. Like some weird shriveled up rice, like that was watered before, but then it dried up after you left it out in the sun type rice, bro. Like she just looks so very unattractive, son. I'm just like, bro, is this what white people want, son? They want joints that look like this, bro. I know that doesn't really have much to do with the story, but it's just like, bro, I'm just tired of it. That main character, son, she is just like, bro, who's hitting that, bro? Who's hitting these joints, bro? Stop doing that. Stop hitting. Somebody's hitting this joint. Stop hitting it, son. Please stop. Hit something else. It's crazy.
The point I'm trying to make here is that the media is portraying the idea that any woman, irrespective of what she brings to the table, can get a relationship from a Chad, no matter how old or average. Now moving on to point number 5, ego. Now, I didn't know just how big of a reason this was until I came across this scientific study titled Resisting Connection Following Social Exclusion. Now, this study attempted to see how a woman would react when first being approached by an attractive man, and then afterwards being approached by a less attractive man. The results were as followed. When the attractive man accepted the woman was also very likely to accept the less attractive man. In fact, he was accepted an average of...
So she's a thought, son. That's how joints bodies get... That's why I say, hey, fellas, this is, man, that sounds like a blueprint right here.
80%. Now, this isn't surprising, because after she gets accepted by the attractive man, she's probably feeling quite good about herself, and she's got nothing to lose by accepting the less attractive man, so she also gives him a pass. However, for the second part of the study, when the woman gets first rejected by the attractive man, they found she was then much less likely to accept the less attractive man's advances. In fact, his acceptance rate dropped from 80% to a staggering 24%. That's nearly a 4 times drop.
Yo, okay, alright, so look, basically what I got from this, if you didn't get anything from this, just at least know that this guy just teach you guys the whole dynamic of the wingman, right? The wingman, not just any wingman, the wingman that can create trains. If you guys don't know what a train is when a young lady is passed around, right? I know, this sounds bad, but that's what it is. It's when a young lady is passed around in, I don't know the time frame, right? Because I usually tell women, I said, if you smash more than one person in 1 week, you had a train ran on you, right? Because no one ever tells me what the time frame is. Maybe it's a few minutes, but usually a train is, boom, one person smash, then the next person comes smash, and the next person comes smash, and they just, like a train, like, and each car is each dude, pretty much like that, right, passing through her and everything and such. It's glorious. It's probably better for you to be the first guy, right? But it is what it is. I feel like by by the more attractive of your buddies, right, going up and talking to a girl and spitting game at her and getting her right, then you coming up afterwards at the same girl, but after some time has passed by, if that increases your chances of getting accepted by 80%, that also increases the chances of a train being ran on this girl, I believe, by 62 to 72%. Yes, I know that's only an interval of 10%, but I feel like that is a great chance and a great probability. It's over 50% chance. Just think about that. I think this is really, really informative, and I feel like a lot of men will use this in their future endeavors. I know I will. I know I'm married, but like I said before, I cheat.
And the reason for this is because after the first rejection, she probably felt violated and had taken a huge blow to her self-esteem. So to recover and attempt to regain some of her self-worth, she lashes out on the less attractive guy by rejecting him. Now, I found this study very interesting because it shares such close parallels to the current dynamics of the dating market. Because think about online dating, and for those who don't know how the Tinder algorithm works, the most popular profiles are shown first. So these are shown at the top of the card stack, and are the first profiles a woman will see after logging on. Meanwhile, the less attractive profiles are shown last. Therefore, if an average or below average woman gets mostly negative responses from the popular profiles, the attractive ones, then the study shows the woman getting butthurt from this will result in her lashing out on the lower ranked profiles. And she will do this in order to rebuild some of her self-respect. Point number 6, a woman and her blue-pilled friends inflating her ego. Now, the two screenshots showed on either side of the screen are typical of the comments a woman will expect to see on her Instagram profile. So of course we have a couple simps giving her free validation, and I have checked their profiles and they are actually guys. But what's arguably more concerning is her and all of her female friends blowing smoke up one another. In my experience...
God, so he said he checked their profiles and he found out they are indeed men. Yeah, right. These are not men. They never were men, they never will be men, alright? Simps, like I said, man, I have no sympathy for y'all, son. And the simps work together with the friends, so it creates a whole tornado of delusion and bad mistakes, right? And the only bad mistakes I'm willing to, have is not for me. It's rather for the girl to make a bad mistake by letting me hit the cheeks. Consensual, of course. Because then she probably realized that my sex game is ass. Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
In my experience, I see these types of comments vastly outnumbering the ones sent from simps. Here's where you'll see the comments like, "My queen, you're gorgeous, stunner, you go girl." And the dumbest part about all of this isn't the comments themselves. Rather, it's the people that are sending and receiving them. Women will believe anything their friends tell them these days. So if 20 of a girl's female friends are sending these copy and paste comments on every post she uploads, even if the girl herself is average to below average in looks, she's still going to walk away patting herself on the back, thinking she's a lot more attractive than she actually is. Thinking she's a perfect 10. Point number 7, entitlement. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a Darius M video, who's actually one of my favourite channels. And I remember him saying there are a lot more overweight women than men. And after that video, I looked it up and it's true. This is data from the NHS website in the UK.
I'm sorry that I gotta be the guy who said this, but did you really have to look up data to know this? Did you really have to? I'm sorry. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm not trying to be misogynistic, but I have eyes. And they work. They definitely work. Let's continue.
Country. And for 16 to 24 year olds, there are 2 times more obese women than men. 20% versus 10%. And it's a similar pattern for the 25 to 34 year old age range. And I remember Darius saying the main reason for this is because women don't get in shape because they have no need to. The truth is, men know that if they're obese, no woman is going to want to be with them. But most women know, especially those who are overweight, that men will still be attracted to them even if they are packing extra pounds. And they will be able to tell you that from experience. Now, if this reason is true, then it shows they have a sense of entitlement. It shows they're entitled to somebody more attractive than they are, despite bringing far less to the table and putting in little to no effort. And in fact, I've even seen this in my own personal experiences. I've literally heard overweight women say that they will never date an overweight man. That is entitlement at its simplest form. Finally, moving on to point number 8, coping. What I've noticed is nearly every woman, if you ask them the top 3 things that make them attractive, it will almost undoubtedly be a completely different list from another woman's. Just like the woman from the clip at the beginning. Her 3 reasons for why she is a perfect 10 was because she goes to school, goes to work, and has a good personality. But based on how pretentious she was being, I very much doubt there's much truth to this last one. This woman, if she believes that these 3 things alone make her a perfect 10, is almost certainly coping. Because here are the actual 3 things that men care about most. The holy trinity of what actually makes a perfect 10. First of all, hot. This means not overweight. 2, young, or in other words, under 30. And 3, undamaged. This means not promiscuous, and also no kids.
You know the crazy thing about it? That's like not really that hard, right? Like that stuff is not even, I don't feel like that's too extreme. But to a lot of women, that's too much. I mean, you already saw the whole statistic when they said when it comes to obesity, when it comes to women and stuff, right? So right off the rip, boom, more than half already is like kicked off the list for real. So I mean, they make it seem so like it's so hard. I swear it's not that hard, man. Going up in school and stuff, they'd always say, "Oh yeah, the models on the freaking internet and the freaking magazines. They always put unrealistic expectations to make you think like, oh, your body's supposed to look a certain type of way." And I'm just like, bro, how unrealistic is it? I understand some of these models get touched up and all that stuff when it comes to putting the magazines and all the pictures out and all that stuff. I totally get it, 100%, right? But you're not even close. You're not even like trying to even get to that joint, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a joint like Lizzo's so freaking large. I'm like, bro, you're not even like, bro, I've seen girls that had similar bodies to some of these models in real life. In real life, when I was in high school. When I was in college, I've seen joints that had bodies like this. And I've seen a lot of them going to the gym, but a lot of joints don't want to do that. They always go, oh yeah, it's unrealistic expectation. Always the fat joints are saying that. So you peep that? It's always the fat joints, bro. So the realistic expectation is is to be fat, to be obese. You know what I'm saying? And then also, why do guys think they can get all this? Blase. Then there would be single mothers and all that stuff with kids, hoping that you're gonna help raise their kids and stuff. And they're always gonna hit you with that, oh, I don't need help raising my kids. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. If that kid comes into this house, bro, if I decide let's go out to eat, boom, and I pay for just me and you and don't pay for the kid, or years go by and I'm still not paying, you're gonna start feeling some type of way. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. But hey, it is what it is.
This is what men actually want. And the funny thing is, what I've noticed is when women are young, when they list reasons of what makes them attractive, they're likely to say things such as, I'm pretty, fit, young, therefore this makes me an 8. Meanwhile, when you ask older women, or even worse, the exact same women but just 10 to 15 years older, they're likely to give you a different list of the things that make them attractive. Such as, I have a career, I have 2 gorgeous kids, and am financially stable. Therefore, I'm also an 8. This is also coping. Anyway, the point I'm...
How the hell does you having kids make you an... What? Please tell me... I have 2 beautiful kids and stuff, so that just makes me even more... What? Hell no! That... The kids... Me seeing that you have kids... is this a constant reminder that you are... been thrashed, that other dudes have been in you, son. Or at least one other dude has been in you. If you have multiple kids, God knows. I'm just like, bro, how many dudes have been in you, son? Like, I want to sometimes lie to myself and hope that my girl has not been penetrated by any other man, and I'm the first guy that she's been with. When I see those kids, those are a constant reminder. She has been smashed. She has been smashed. She has been deflowered. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that, son. It makes the lie a whole lot harder for myself. And it makes it even harder just off the strength that most of the time the woman gets custody of the kid. So I'm going to be seeing that little dude walking through the house all the time. Or a little girl walking through the house all the time. Just a constant slap in my face. Like, yeah, man, she was sucking somebody else's dick before. She sucked somebody else's dick before yours. Oh, yeah. Sad.
Trying to make is, these days, nearly every woman has their own list of cope reasons for why they're more attractive than everyone else. And they will change it where they see fit and based on their own strengths. But the truth is, men see very little value outside of the holy trinity of female attractiveness. All lists that deviate from these 3 things are coping. Anyway guys, that's it for my 8 reasons for why most women massively overestimate their own attractiveness. If I've missed any, feel free to leave any extras in the comments below. And make sure you press the like button as it helps the YouTube algorithm.
Alright, man. The dude was speaking facts, man. I know he said if he missed anything. I don't know what else he could have missed for real. I really don't know what else he could have missed. I feel like he laid it out pretty well. A few of the ones I feel like they were kind of repeats in a sense, right? Like with the simping and the coping, and then I don't know. A few of them could be all combined into one and stuff, right? I know earlier I said it was like 10,000 reasons, bro, but now I'm really realizing I feel like those 8 reasons, they're enough. They're enough. I think they're doing the dog with my dog. I swear my dog just keep going crazy, bro. He's probably gonna keep barking throughout this whole thing, man. Just going wild. But yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, the delusion, I feel like it's gonna take some time before it stops, right? Because this is a whole lot of delusion that's been built up since like since the women's rights era, man. As the women's rights happened, it's just the feminism that started increasing. They got everything they needed. Now they want more, and they don't want real equality. They want more. They want everything a man has and more, right? I say that in the sense of like they want the same level of attraction that men have, in the sense of like the woman saying that she has a good job and all that stuff. She bring all this stuff to a table as financially and stuff like that. When usually that's what makes a woman attracted to a man, as opposed to a man. We don't care. Like he already said, the Holy Trinity at the end of the day, right? You know, you just gotta be attractive. You gotta be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Womanly and all that. And it's hard for a lot of women to have that, right? Like I said, they really think they can do anything, especially if they have a career or something like that just makes them look more attractive. Yeah, you see fat dudes or dudes that are somewhat unattractive because they're making a lot of money, they're able to get a lot of women, right? But like I said earlier, that's what women find attractive. They like stability. You know what I'm saying? They like comfort most of the time. So even if the dude's not all that attractive, you know, they can go with it. As opposed to men, we are visual creatures. That's why a lot of men, they've done a study that it showed that men between the ages of like 18 to like 55, 60, they asked them what is their age group that they find most attractive. No matter how old the man was, it was always between the ages of like 20 to like 24 years old for the women. And then you ask the women as they got older, it always stayed within like, if they were 25 years old, they'd want a dude that's at least like 27, 28, like about 3 years or up older and stuff, right? It's crazy. It's a whole different thing. And I almost feel like subconsciously they want that because a lot of dudes who are somewhat a little bit older, they've had a little more time to invest in their career. Right, usually have a little bit more money and a little bit more established than the younger guys. Right, it's a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, it's animals. We're animals at the end of the day. We're all programmed a certain type of way. Women are programmed to find a guy who's gonna give them comfort and protect or provide. And men, we're just looking for a joint that look nice, bro. That we trying to crack on a daily basis, bro. And also multiple joints. Like I said, we're looking for multiple joints. We're not supposed to be tied down. This monogamy stuff, I swear this is only for women, dog. I swear it is. I know women be cheating and stuff, but I swear this monogamy stuff is strictly for women, son. It's crazy. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. If you stay this long, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as with the post notification. That way you always be one of the first to hear the voice. At the same time, leave a like. Cause I'm insecure. Those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. Same time, you gotta buy the merch. Mofo. Men offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Link in the description box below. And that's all I gotta say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.